Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom matcher on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. But before I do that, I will note that I am not feeling super well, so if my voice or whatever sounds weird, that is why. So apologies ahead of time. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting with Team 1 in the Northeast and in with Team 2 in the Southwest. Starting off with Team 1, Southern player, we have in Forest Green, and as a UEF best color and faction combination, it is Neverwasser. He is a UEF as a 1700. To his northeast, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, BRS DCCC97. He is a Seraphim as a 1900. To his west, we have in Batman Gray, Al009 or 009. He is a Cybrin as a 1000 rated player. To his northwest, we have Furio. He is an orange Scarlet Orange, blending in nice with this environment. He is a 2000 rated player. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and tied for the highest rated player overall. To his southwest in Regal Purple, it is Mythologist. He is a UEF as a 1200. And last but not least for Team 1, it is Balfron. He is in Lattice Red Pink as a UEF as a 1700. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 UEF, 1 Cybrin, 1 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim, which means Team 1 has all of the factions. Starting off with Team 2's Eastern player, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, Tabernacle. He is a Cybrin. He is an 1800. In Light Octane to his west, we have the UEF of Babel. He is a 1300. In Chevy Crimson to his southeast, we have Zio. He is a Seraphim as a 2000 rated player. He is Team 2's highest rated player and tied with Furio for the highest rated player not on, but in the game. To the north, we have in Ruby Red, Johnny Jr. He is an Aeon. He is an 1100. In Amethyst Purple to his west, we have Spiky Noob. He is a UEF. He is a 1900. And last but not least for Team 2, we have a Glow in the Dark Green. It is JFK. Hopefully he will not be assassinated this game, but we will see how that ends up going. Team 2's makeup in terms of factions is 2 Seraphim, 2 UEF, 1 Cybrin, and 1 Aeon. So both teams have all of the factions. The only difference being that Team 2 traded one of their Team 1's UEFs for another Seraphim. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 40,000 mass and reclaim, which makes it, 3.3 K mass per player, roughly. Math in my head, possibly, maybe. It's at least over 3K mass per player, so we'll just stick with that. Taking a look at the mechs locations here for Team 1 side of the map, because it is the same on Team 2 side. We have a quad, a quad, a quad, and another quad. So 4 quads on the front line for Team 1, as well as a decent chunk of mexes, which looks like it's going to Furio and Al, speaking of which, or all. And besides that, there's no mexes in the direct middle of the map in this tiny little hole. Nobody's probably going to jump in it. That is, unfortunately, probably should put a pond there. Maybe someone will have some fun time in the sun. Besides that, there are some decent mechs grabs in the middle. There are a lot of one-offs. Some of them located near the quad mexes, some of them not. And, of course, there's a little bit of loss in the map in terms of the corner mountains, but shouldn't be that much of an effect on the game. The only thing, of course, would be air engagements going on the edges. But, again, you only really not really going to get that much out of it, considering the straight line doesn't really cover that much of the map in the hypotenuse department. Taking a look at where our players are headed off to in this game. Team 1 sending 2 players west. That's Mythologist and Balfron so far, and Team 2 is JFK and Spiky Noob. We also see Team 2's Johnny Jr. moving as well, kind of in that Midwest direction, but kind of hard to tell. We do see Babel is heading eastward, as well as Team 2. Oh, no, he stopped moving, so never mind. As well as Team 2's Tabernacle. So Team 2 has 2 players over here. There's 4 players headed to the east. Looks like they're going after that hefty amount of reclaim first. Neverwasser, BRS, Furio, and all on that eastern side. So again, heavy advantage for Team 1 on the eastern side, possible advantage for Team 2 on the western side. It just depends where Johnny Jr. ends up going. But if Team 2 notices there's 4 players over here, they're probably going to send at least 1, if not 2 more over there, making it at least a 3v4, if not maybe a 4v4 if Zio joins them. We do see guns started for Neverwasser in the east. trying to get a nice little handle on the front line. Especially with 4 players on this side, you definitely want as much firepower as possible to take advantage of them while you have the advantage. We do see JFK pushing into the western side. Lots of spam units and moving to trying to claim some of that territory, and of course trying to hold off so those engineers can build facilities and, more importantly, those mexes. T2 upgrade started here for Battlefront in the north, so again a more defensive upgrade, but also can build, of course, those juicy T2 PD artillery and those missile launchers. No upgrade started here for Team 2 as of yet, but we do see the front lines are starting to materialize a little bit. It's a little bit slow on that front just because this is a pretty big map. I'd say it's pretty close to a 19 by 19. So lots of territory to try to walk across, which is possibly why Zio's not engaging, just because it will take forever to engage if he does. Gun started for Team 2. T2 also started for Tabernacle in the southeast. So 1 defensive and 1 offensive upgrade there. T2 gun, T2 done on Battlefront, going for gun, assisted by Mythologist. Maybe he'll repay the favor. We'll see if that ends up happening or not. T2 has been started for JFK. He's rooted to the spot. And I think maybe Team 1... nope, you haven't spotted him yet. Kind of hanging over there. That's what Team 1 can see. And sorry, that's what Team 1 can see. The other thing was Team 2. Team 1 does know JFK is there. So, possible attempt on a snipe. Oh, maybe that's what's going to happen. Ooh, I think what I said at the beginning of the game might come back to bite me. Maybe he'll get out of there. Maybe, maybe not. Ooh. Apologies there, JFK. I may have jinxed you. Couple of bombers. Almost a squadron of them. T1 PD has been built in range of JFK's comm. JFK is rooted to the spot. Here comes the comm of Battlefront. JFK's like, nope, not getting in there. Team 1 bombers inbound. This might be a kill here for Team 1. Before 10 minutes, drops his hit points very quickly. Battlefront went for the jugular. Another bomber run as well. That's 2 of them. Most of them do drop a payload. JFK will die here very, very quickly. Dropping this game to a 6v5 in favor of Team 1. And again, the downside with killing a player this early in the game is all that stuff goes to somebody else. I'm assuming, yep, I was going to say, assuming Spiky Doob, because he is right next door. Gun started for BRS in the east. T1 PD, the T1 units engaging on the eastern side. And Nabawasser looks like he's going to engage with his comm. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe he's going to hold out for a little bit. Tactical missile has been started on Battlefront's comm in the west. So a large area of the map will be under his purview with that missile launcher. Of course, Team 2 will be building TMD immediately after they notice the upgrade. But again, Nexus will die. That is the main port of that tactical missile upgrade. Units still engaging on the eastern side. Really nothing in favor one or the other. We do see a couple of TT units online for Nabawasser, but again, there's also some T1 gunships as well as more units coming in to reinforce. So it's not really a cut and dry Team 1 or Team 2 in the lead there. A couple of forces inbound from all down the middle here, going after a couple of facilities here for Tabernacle. Tabernacle does have a PD emplacement online, does have a TML, which might be the target of opportunity here for Al if he does notice it. TML will stay online, so kind of a missed opportunity there, especially, again, a couple of tanks for a TML, definitely worth that trade, in my opinion. That missile done on board Nabawasser's comm. We have 2 tactical missile comms for Team 1. We have another missile launch outbound from Battlefront's comm. 1 mech is down, and I think all of these mechs will be down. They are upgrading to T2. That is unfortunate. Actually, this one bypasses these ones, goes for this one, the one that is confirmed T2. Another 6 mass a second that is gone. We do see some attacks inbound from Team 1's BRS down the middle here, but again, I don't know if this is really going to go anywhere. I mean, a tiny distraction, but maybe not worth it. Maybe he just wants to solidify his frontline position. He's going for a shield generator to, well, do that. We do see units moving in from Team 1's Nabawasser, but T3 units online for Tabernacle. He has the EMP weapons on board, which, again, the EMP, I don't say damage. The EMP effect doesn't last very long, but you can stun lock units if you have enough of those loyalists. So it kind of makes having some units kind of null and void with the EMP constantly pinging. We do see Mythologist going for a gun upgrade as well. Everybody on Team 1 with UEF tech. I mean, gun, missile, T2, T2 and gun soon, gun and missile. So everybody having gun, some having T2, some having missile. Maybe we'll see the trifecta, and we'll see Mythologist go for tactical missiles. So everybody on Team 1 with the UEF comp has tactical missile. Team 2 has not gone in that department as of yet. We'll see what they end up going for. Of course, Team 2 does have Seraphim bombs as well, so they also have tactical missiles on board. But, of course, they can't build the all-powerful Billy Nuke that we love to see. Eastern side here, Team 1 has gained a little bit of territory due to... Well, there's just a little bit more presence from Team 1's players over here just because we did have 2 other players here at some point, but it looks like they have both fled back home. Definitely a smart play. No one wants to get sniped really early like JFK did, but again, it does happen from time to time. It is unfortunate, but it did have the added benefit of giving Spiky Nuke dual base. So now he's over 200 mass per second. He is the leader in mass income, followed very closely by Zio, who actually gets ahead of him very briefly there. So we have Team 2 leading the game in eco, 800 or so versus Team 1 670. I'll say 100 to make the math easy. They make it 100 mass even in favor of Team 2. Nano started for BRS in the middle. He has gun on board. So maybe he's going to go for advanced nano or go for the ore region on top of that. Doesn't look like, not Tabernacle, but Babel has taken some hits. He is alive still, and Tactical Missile has been started on Mythologist for the trifecta for Team 1's UEF Cobbs. Ras has been started on board Team 1's Furio in the back, trying to get more mass out of that comm and energy as well. It is a boost of the energy. Not as important as the mass, but hey, something is better than nothing. T2 started for Team 1's Navaweso. So T2 missile and gun, T2 missile and gun, T2 missile and where is he? T2 missile and gun for Battlefront. We do see some units outbound from Team 2 Spiky Nuke, but again, with that secondary base online, he's able to pump out a lot more units, specifically T3 units, and it has had a decent effect. There are some Titans running around for Team 1's Battlefront, but in a 1v1 fight, I will take the Autumn any day of the week. Transport docked out of the sky, had some engineers on board. They are denied landfall. Very unfortunate for Team 1's civilian units. And we do see the nano repairs still coming online for BRS. It's taking a little bit of time, but nothing too crazy. There's nothing really concerning for him yet on Team 2 side of the map. The Authams are definitely a concern for Team 1, but it's not on his side of the map, so it's nothing really concerning yet. Shield has been started for Junior in the middle here. He is underneath some shield coverage as well as a T2 upgrade. We do have some T2 gunships inbound from Zio to assist the attack inbound in the north, and as well as a couple of ASFs to shield those ground units from any sort of air annoyances. There are some spearheads running around, but again, missiles are very good at stationary units or structures, not mobile ones. There's some conversation in chat, but nothing too much. I feel like it's more on comms, I would assume. With this lack of communication, I would assume that most of these players are on comms, just talking to one another instead of messaging back and forth. It makes life a lot easier if you could just talk it versus text it. We do see gunships are starting to thin out the herd on the northwestern side here for Team 1's and Mexes. There are some Titans back here. They do engage quite nicely behind the main force, but again, in a 1v1 fight, not really going to go those Titan ways. So, unfortunate attack in the east. Kind of similar to what's happening on the northwestern side for Team 2. But it's mainly T2 units from Team 1, and Team 2 has Loyalists. Again, EMP weapons are a thing. They do, of course, slightly nullify DPS due to them actually nullifying the units for a brief moment. Team 1 bombers on top will thin some HP on board some of those. Some of them will miss, but looks like they'll grab at least one of them at a minimum, which, it's better than nothing. Interceptors inbound to assist with clearing out the skies there. All 009 or 009 builds an experimental. It is a monkey. I think that's the first one of the game. I'm surprised that Team 2 Spiky Doom hasn't built any, but maybe he's saving it for something. He's building an air grid as well, so that's probably what he's setting most of that extra mass into it. We do see Colossus has been started for Team 2's Johnny Jr. And nothing much after that. Again, apologies if you hear me sniffling my nose or anything. It's not great. I've had a headache partial day. I've had, I don't know, just a whole bunch of just nonsense happening. I'm losing my voice partly. So again, apologies for that, but I wanted to make sure everybody had a cast to watch today because a daily video is my goal for till I can't do this anymore, which hopefully is just the end of the service, which hopefully never comes, but we'll see what happens in the future. Anyway, shield started on board Battlefront's comm. He switched out his missile for a shield. Unfortunate, but probably a little bit more beneficial because the units are coming at him instead of staying at bay. And of course, T3 coming on board for Furio. He already has T2, of course, and has the ARAS upgrade. Speaking of RAS, Team 2's Babel going for RAS, and Team 2's Zio going for T2, so a little bit more HP and engineering power on board. We have that monkey inbound from Al009 to assist. There's a lot of units here, mainly T3. There are some spam units as well mixed in. T2 parashielding as well to assist in protecting some of those Othams. This might be enough to drive back Team 2's Spiky Noob, but he's cleaned out almost the entire western side of the map. You can see essentially the midpoint right about here where those units are running around it. They are avoiding that monkey like the plague. We even have some units down here from Team 2 Spiky Noob as well, just that part of that main force moving in, taking out more of the PD, essentially cleansing the entire western side. And if the trend line it's continuing. This base here for BRS is under threat. He could actually die if he doesn't go back home. Omni would be a great grab, taking out the intel installation here for Team 1 in the middle. Team 2 doesn't have one there, at least as of right now. So that'll be a great benefit for knocking some eyes and ears off of Team 1's face. We do see in the east, forces are starting to push into this frontline base for Nabarweser. I think he's being forced back. He's kind of sensing the danger. Probably should go more northeast instead of northwest because there's a force inbound. Looks like both of those Othams have been dealt with. This Omni does go down. This position might be fine. Actually, it will be fine. And it looks like Team 1 will stave off disaster, at least on the eastern side for now. That frontline base, though, for Nabarweser is not looking too hot. So definitely concerned for the land percentage here for Team 1. 21 minutes on the clock. Team 2 at 1.4. Team 2 1.3. Sorry, Team 1 1.3. Team 2 1.5, 1.4. So still about the 100, 150 mass in favor of Team 2. The lead is starting to get a little bit more, but it can't really get past that 200 mark. But we'll see how time goes on. RAS, as we started on board Zion's comm, he's almost done with that. He'll probably go for ARAS after that because why not? Maybe he'll wait, maybe he won't. Pausing and unpausing on the game here. No idea what's going on with that. Start already, says Zio. Up to you, says Spiky Noob. So maybe some sort of long-range game has been thought about for Team 2. Lovely to see it planned a lot earlier than we normally see it. Usually it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Lovely to see it at 22. Get the ball rolling a little bit faster. Even if it's just conversation, at least players are thinking about, I want to win the game sooner rather than later. How do I do that? The easiest way. Artillery, game enders, nukes, that sort of thing are the easiest way to do it. But, of course, sometimes the easy way is not necessarily the best or the fun way. Sometimes the fun way is just to send 30 Colossi or whatever at one another and see what happens. It happens, maybe not 30, but it does happen from time to time. Othams continue to push into Battlefront's base. He has gun, shield, and T2 on board. And it looks like his comm and the rest of the units will be more than enough. We even have mythologists over here as well. Gun, missile, and T2 on board his comm. Still unfortunate he got rid of that missile. But hey, sometimes you got to trade in a offensive weapon for a defensive weapon just because that's just what he's called for. Especially with him losing a lot of territory on that western side. Definitely needs a little bit more oomph in that defense, especially with the comm. We do see in the east, that monkey has come to push back this attack inbound from Tabernacle. Might even assist the attack on Tabernacle's base over here. Not a lot here to defend, just a couple of mexes, a couple of shielding, one T3 Ravager, but that's not going to be enough. And it looks like it will not be enough, of course, for Team 2 to withstand Team 1's assault. There are some gunships, there are some ASF, but no real airfight has happened as of yet. Looks like Team 2 is in the lead for ASFs, but it does look like a nuke is online for Team 1 in the corner of the map. Of course, probably aptly named Apocalypse Nuke Launcher from Furio. I still think Plan B and Stone Ager are really, really good names for nukes or nuke-capable units, but I think the Apocalypse might have the best name in the game, or for nukes, but I don't know. Kind of still thinking about all the Navy conventions and whatnot. Anyway, Monkey on the East as well for Team 2. It was just newly minted. And unfortunately for Team 1, that thing is not heavily damaged, but it's decently damaged, so not really a great situation to be in. There's a couple of bricks nearby, but nothing too crazy about. There are a couple of Percys. That would definitely be enough to assist. But they are not in range. There goes the Monkey. He gets almost 1-star veterancy just from that. He'll get to 1 star. He'll get those 10 additional hit points. We'll call it a day. This game is starting to shift to a west versus east approach with a huge attack inbound from BRS, and it's continuing to push. We do see Tabernacle over here just gotta look at his base and hope that it doesn't get too far into it. We do see some units inbound from Babel and a Colossus, and other units inbound from Johnny Jr. to assist. And some gunships as well. They are the Broadsword's best underground gunships in the game. There is a couple of AA weapons nearby, a couple of those lightning tanks, those nasty, annoying little things. We do see some T2s as well trying to assist. The Soothsayer goes down on the... Does it have an Omni sensor? I don't know if that has an Omni sensor on board that Soothsayer. I don't think it does. I think it's just vision. Anyway, we do see gunships starting to thin the herd a little bit, but there's a lot of off them still. That Monkey might not live to fight a couple more seconds. Ooh. Oh, no, that does. 25 minutes on the clock. Team 1 has almost taken the eastern side of the map. Team 1 has claimed the northwestern section, and it's pretty much sitting at about a mirror image at about 50-50. Team 1 has rebuilt their Omni. Team 2 has not. I mean, they don't have it here, but it's kind of close enough. So this is what Team 1 can see. The entirety of the map besides the corner. Nuke is outbound. It is going for the air grid for Spiky Noob. There is no SMD online. That's going to hurt. Lots of powers going down. 26-minute Nuke. Definitely goodly time there. No SMD has been built by anybody, I think, on Team 2 entirely. That is the secondary air grid. Is not the primary air grid for Team 2, so that is a big air grid, speaking of which. And I love that he already has shields in place. Lovely job there. He does have an SMD. It is loaded. It is definitely not in range. I don't even have to look at it, but I will anyways. Yeah, absolutely no way that thing has the range. Here comes the Nuke. The Nuke's going to land. Luckily for Team 2, Spiky Noob, he's nowhere to be found. But his air grid is not looking good. There goes the Nuke. Some X's are going to die. I think all 5 of these are going to die. Boom. Actually, no. That one barely makes it. Does get singed a little bit. And the air grid is down. T3 air facility still alive, but barely alive. The headquarters, most importantly, is down. Team 2 has been able to fend off, for the most part, the attack from Team 1. They're just wrapping up the last little bits and bombs and packaging up and sending them home. And I don't know what you would send mechanized units that you reclaim in, or of you reclaim. Would you just send them the units that you made out of the reclaim of the ones that died? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway. 27 minutes on the clock here. Team 1 has 6 players left. Team 2 has only lost JFK before 10 minutes, so it is in favor of Team 1. Map control, I'll say 50-50 because Mexes have been killed off on Team 2 side of the map down there, and same thing with Team 1 on the northern side. So we'll just say 50-50, make things nice and even for the math. And in terms of the eco, Team 1 is slightly behind, 1.6 versus Team 2's 1.8. Of course, part of that lead has been wiped out by the quad mixes being wiped out and the air grid being wiped out for Spiky Noob. So, he would definitely be in the lead for most mass being produced by a little bit more than just 5 to 10. But it is still in favor of Team 2 nonetheless. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And the laser is done on Al, or all, I was going to say Al for some reason. All 009. We'll see if he goes for teleporter, but he does. Oh, no, he went for cloaking. So, definitely interesting play there. Team 2 does have an Omni, but it is towards the middle. Oh, there's another one back there, so that's still not in range of the main base back here. So maybe if he goes after the air grid, that'd be a smart play there. We shall see, but the air advantage is definitely in Team 2's favor. Look at that horde from Zio. Look at that thing. That is not what I wanted. There we go. There's my shortcut. For some reason, I was pressing the wrong button. 230 versus Team 1's nothing. A couple of gunships, but those don't count as ASFs. So that is, we have air for Team 2. They have over 200 more ASFs than Team 1, and specifically due to the fact that Team 1 has no ASFs, that is a definite we have air. Gunships going after a crab. I mean, they could try to go to the main base, but I think Team 1 is going to build more AA to counter that, so definitely worth it to stop an incoming crab. Better than no. We do see that Nuke, I don't think it's been spotted by Team. Oh, no, it has. Never mind. And another shield is coming online with a couple of AA emplacements to protect it. Nuke is almost loaded for another one. It has 60,000 mass for its first nuke. Very, very good nuke. Especially taking out the air grid. Did a very good job. And Nexus, so. Battlefront says GG. Or is it GG? I would say no. Team 1 could always come back. I've seen positions where, you know, Team 2 has fun with the ball and Team 1 wins. I've seen positions where Team 1 just did very well to counter and wins. I've seen Team 2 just dominate. It is not a guaranteed one way or the other. One nuke, one comm, one unit could be the difference between death and victory or being alive still. And we will see how the game progresses from now because, again, anything can happen. Well, not anything, but you get what I mean.
Strategic launch detected.
Speaking of anything, Nuke is outbound once again. It's going for this base. Spiky Noob, but just being hit. It is unfortunate to be Spiky Noob. Granted, he is producing the most mass in the game, so that is a fair assessment to go after the guy producing the most. However, hey, that's 2 nukes. You did not build an SMD in time. You did build one now. That's not going to help now, but I don't know. Probably should have built an SMD immediately after the first one, or the first one landed or launched, but I mean, he could have been doing a whole bunch of other stuff, so I don't blame him. Just hindsight and all vision and all that. Am scary, says Spiky Noob. I mean, double base kind of makes you a little scary. It's not the only thing that make him scary, but you know, it is a nice tactic to go after the guy producing the most mass. He is the guy putting the most pressure on Team 1's western side anyways. Kaboom! There goes the 4 mexes and the T3 land headquarters, so again, ouch. Lost some tech there. I am kind of surprised that he hasn't gone for UEF land units. I mean, he is taking over the Seraphim base that already had at least the T2 land headquarters, so I get why. But having those Percys, in my opinion, definitely a better unit than Othams, but that's just my bias creeping in probably. Most likely. A couple of restorers try to go after some Othams. Again, definitely not the best idea considering there's a huge horde and they're not even going to engage. That is very concerning. Definitely not probably worth the loss in the ASS for a couple of gunships. Probably what he's thinking. Team 2 on the eastern side. Couple of chickens running around. No heads cut off yet, but we'll see. A couple of Colossi are dead though. That's Team 2's reclaim. That'll be really nice. Team 2 in terms of reclaim. 170, Team 1, 160. So very much essentially the same. Yeah, there's 10,000 mass difference, but again, 30 minutes in the game, only behind 10,000 mass and reclaim. Nothing really to scoff at in terms of so much lead or so much behind. Tactical Nuke has been started on Number Wester, so that is number 1 of them making their appearance. There is a possible 5 that could be online at the same time. We know that one's not going to happen, probably, most likely. Maybe a second one for Mythologist. If he goes T3 on his comm, then maybe. It's usually the indicator. It's T2, missile, T3, missile, or Billy Nuke. Usually is the trend. We see on comm for Nabowester, he did not go for that, but it is smarter to build the T3 engineering suite because it helps with the loading of the missile. We do see Colossus is inbound, chasing that crab. There are some Othams inbound, and the crab will do significant damage to the Colossus, but again, the crab's going to die. I think Team 1 already scooped up the other one. Maybe that's the same one. Maybe that's the same one. I don't know, but it's dead anyway. T3 artillery online for Team 2 Zio. He talked about building it, and he went for it. Isn't fully ringed with P-Gens, but 3 out of 4 isn't bad. It's already underneath shielding. The only issue I have is that the shielding goes down, something comes in and blows up the pigeons. That is a cascade waiting to happen. So it is risky, but he already had shielding and he already had some pigeons in place. So he is cutting out a little bit of the mass and energy cost with reusing air quotes, structures and shields and whatnot. Artillery targeting all 009's base. Does Team 2 know something Team 1 doesn't? No, it's just going after his base? Okay. I don't know why. I feel like the air grid might be a little bit more important. Looks like the artillery is changing its target. There is a secondary air grid being built up in the north. Again, I love the secondary air grid. Not really like where it's placed because it's pretty close to that nuke. Kind of makes it a more inviting target to go after. Donut has been started for Johnny Jr. in the middle here. Already in the yellow, almost close to 50%, so that'll be the first air experimental of the game. If the bomber doesn't already get finished, never mind. That's the first air experimental of the game. I can just eat those words. Satellite has been started for Babel. He is UEF. He does have access to that, and not every UEF player uses those, but a lot of UEF. I'd say 75% maybe, at least, if not 80. I mean, it's a really good unit. Granted, is it overpowered? I mean, yes, but in large numbers. But again, that's 1,000 of anything will kill anything. So 1,000 of artillery will kill anything. 1,000 T1 mech marines can kill anything. Like it's kind of, in large numbers, anything is overpowered. But the use of one is not. The use of many is. Awasa bomber lands its first bomb. Does a lot of damage to those Perseus. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Killed off 39 units. Already got its first Vespertine at 44,000 mass killed. Artillery still raining in on Owl's position. Don't know why it's targeting Owl. Again, the air grid far more important. Is there a range issue? Oh, you know what? That would do it. Yep. I was like, there's no way he's going after Owl specifically just because. I mean, because there's multiple targets. Definitely more viable or more important, but. Yeah, that's why. Artillery has been started for Furio in range of the artillery for Zyos. That is an important thing. The map is big enough, and we do have an Awasa bomber over here. And I don't think there's enough AA here for Balthron. And that is definitely not going to feel good. There goes the bomb. Some units will get out of range, of course, but those ones will not. And that'll be probably 2-star veterancy. Yep, 2-star veterancy here for him, or it, or her, or whatever. Some sort of pronoun. 2 chickens, and now a fat boy over here. So 2 whatever you want to put with the chicken, rice, bread, sauce, whatever, and a fat boy ice cream sandwich. That sounds pretty good. Ice cream sandwich sounds pretty good. I don't know. Probably should have more fluids at least before I have an ice cream sandwich or anything else. I still got to eat to survive because everybody's got to eat. But yeah, I'll probably focus on more fluids to feel a little better probably. Bomber is inbound. Once again, that monkey has taken some damage. Ooh, that's like another nuke outbound. Is it from Team 2 this time? No, it's from Team 1. Same nuke. That's number 3 that is launched. 93,000. So again, out of 2, it's 47 almost. Which average is very good. Let's see where this nuke goes. Oh, it's going for Johnny Jr. possibly. That donut is done. Second one coming online here in about a couple minutes, but I don't think it is going to come online. SMD was built, not loaded. SMD was built, is loaded. But unfortunately, that nuke is not going to be stopped anytime soon. If it does drop here, which I would assume it does, because why not? There's another bomber online for Team 2. We have 3 air experimentals. Oh, Johnny Jr., not out of range. Ooh, and it clips some ASFs in the process. Not too many, but it does clip some. Nice grab there here from Furio. It is now a 6v4 game in favor of Team 1. That is a 3-2 advantage. So as long as Team 1 gets a 2-for-1 option, they will still have 2 comps remaining at the end of the day if they do go down that route, which sometimes it is advantageous, especially if you have like a 5v2, if 2 players just try to go assassinate 2 other players. That's the game. It doesn't matter if you win through it or you don't. You still get the win no matter what. And Donut is down. Oh, the bomber is not looking too hot. Ooh, ASF's coming in. That's another air victory for Team 2. But again, Team 1 did knock out a donut. So, trade, sort of. Reclaim will probably go to Team 1 because they already have engineers there. But, there is a Fat Boy, so maybe not. ASF count here for Zio. 270. Oh, no, those are interceptors. 250. There are 40 bingo on fuel, so almost 300. But again, got to get those things refueled and rearmed. And I don't know what that was about anyway. Bombers drop on top of the land units. Ooh, that's not great. Ooh, just take out a lot of the shielding. Not all the units underneath were killed off, but a lot of those T3 parashields were knocked out. Not a fun time to be a mobile shield for Team 1. Nuke is done for Babel. I didn't even see him build the regular missile. There it is. Number 2 has appeared. Unless number 3 is already, or number 2 already made it. Oh, it already did. That is 3 billion nukes possible for Team 1. I haven't seen much out of that yet. And Team 2. But we'll see who ends up using what. A couple of units down the east. Maybe they'll run by. Just a couple of randos. Nothing too damaging. That's a lot of missiles. That's a lot of missiles coming out of those little spearheads. Another bomber has been started. Zio does have a nuke as well. It barely got built. Looks like he's just going to spam nukes at this point. There is is it better to just assist one nuke or build more nukes? It depends on your build power. It depends on mass available, all that sort of things. If you're going to do just build it in the background, just build a couple nukes. But if you're going to do like spam, you have to have the build power, of obviously the mass, of course. But I'd say build power, I mean, it's focusing on the bomber. And even then, there's not that much build power here. I mean, there's a decent amount of engineers, but there's not enough to really spam load a Stuway T3 strategic missile launcher without sacrificing other build power for other things, or from other things. So that is the rub there. ACU spam in the west here for Team 2's Spiky Noob. He's almost at 1,000 mass. There goes the drop. Kills off all of those Percies. And that Fat Boy is vulnerable to Fat Boy fire. Bomb drops back here. Takes out some AA. I thought both of them dropped. They did not. So nice micro there from Zio. Doesn't waste 2 bombs on one location. Spreads the love out. What is going on over here? Massive operation for SACs. We'll see if... ooh, Mavor would be cool over here. That would be nice. Wouldn't like it actually in the back, but... Again, you just build where you are, essentially. Artillery still raining in on this one here from Team 1. It looks like that one is now finished. I would assume it's going after one of 2 targets. That being, of course, the air grid, or the nuke, or both, because it's right next to one another. And that thing has more range than Team 2's. What's your range? It definitely feels like there's more range on it. Maybe it's just... It just feels that way, maybe. I don't know. It does look like it has a little bit more range. That could just be looking at nothing or talking about nothing or whatever. 3rd bomber outbound from Team 2 Zio. This one is badly wounded. It might kill that Fat Boy. It might die to kill the Fat Boy. It might not. There's not really any AA in the area by Fat Boy. That's not... yeah, there's no escape from that. ASF's moving in. Probably going to target that bomber, but not worth it. There's still so many ASFs online for Team 2. You're just going to give them more and more of a lead. Which at some point you might not even care because you're going after the experimentals instead of the ASF, but still it's just giving more and more of a lead. Is there only still 1 artillery for Team 2? I feel like there's maybe... Oh, no, there is one building for Babel. After he built his satellite. Eastern side. We see that building nuke launch. Love to see it. That's from Neverwester. It looks like he's sitting at another one here shortly. Bomb drops again over here. 113,000 damage. Sorry, or mass killed. I mean, I think you probably could say damage, but mass killed is probably... Actually, no. Mass killed is actually more aptly because you can do a lot more damage and still not kill the mass. So 59,000. So we're looking at probably 1 to 70. There goes the nuke. Oh, no, sorry. There goes the bomb. Not the nuke. Apologies. And the first bomber has been destroyed right in front of those off. Actually, right behind those offense. Attacking the west, going after some monkeys. There's another monkey that is kind of vulnerable. There's some cougars moving into assist from Battlefronts. That might be enough to help. At least save the second one. The first one is, yeah, that's not going to live much longer. Eastern side, slow pushback. Team 2 has come back from this eastern side and pushed back with a vengeance. Team 1's operating on about 25% of the map. Not great for Team 1 in terms of the mexes available. Team 2 skyrocketing that lead, obviously driven in part by Spiky Noob's SACU spam. We have 3.2 versus 2.3. That is starting to be concerning. I mean, that's not starting. It is concerning amount of mass. Another nuke outbound. The only nuke launcher to launch a nuke so far is from Team 1's Furio going after something else. SACU's dying over here. It looks like artillery targeting this base. SMD is down. Babel's base is dead. Looks like there was an assassination attempt on that. Yep, that's an SACU Seraphim side of things, and that killed off that SMD. Very unfortunate. SMD down Maver, says Babel. He's saying going for Maver, or is he saying Maver question mark? Says Spiky Noob. I mean, it could be viable. You can go for Paragon. You can go for maybe not Scat. Let's go for YOLO. Smoke Commander killed S. Don't know if there is a Maver. Well, just because you killed an SMD doesn't mean there is a Maver. That's just a T3 piece. Kaboom! There goes the satellite. There goes the P-Gens. There goes the artillery piece that was being built. Unfortunate for Team 2's Babel. He's essentially not knocked out of the game. He still has his Billy Nuke and other stuff, but severely limited now on his options for now. Bomber lands another payload. Team 2 just dumping those things out the side window. Is not letting them sit in their holding cage, maybe is what they said in. I don't know what they said in. It's plasma based, so man. Third nuke is loading. Again, it's all passive. Looks like he went for 3 instead of 4. This one is almost loaded. This one is 2/3 the way, almost 2/3 the way loaded. This one is a quarter the way loaded. Shielding needs to improve immediately. Yeah, it's only one artillery piece, but Team 1 could get another one, and that could be the end of that base. Bombers drop another set of payloads. That chicken is just feeling the burn today. ASF's come in to shadow those bombers, of course, just in case ASF from Team 1 are sent in. And it's not looking good. Western side has stabilized for the majority of the match since the initial invasion and overtaking. And there's been a little bit pushback back and forth. It looks like Team 2 has had a lot of units running. Lots of sniper bots running around as well. Anything crazy happening here? T1 PD spam. Why would you build T1 PD? Oh, project the comp. And Al is defeated by Zio. Al teleports in, and there goes a Billy Nuke. Lands on Zio's comp. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, there he is back here. Dambaresser goes in for the kill. Doesn't get it. Nuke is outbound from Zio. Billy Nuke. Oh, that's funny. He's trying to get out of there. Ooh, 18,000 hit points, 40,000 mass kill. Bombers are inbound. And it looks like Dambaresser's like nothing in the corner to find, by the way. I don't know why. I mean, he teleported in here. Makes me think that there's an Omni or something in range for... Oh, no, there's some spy planes, maybe. T1 Bombers, are you going to get out of there, Dambaresser? No, that's going down very quickly. There he goes. Team 1 loses the second player right after Al. You keep doing it. It is now a tied-up game 4v4. Shielding is somewhat down. Satellite overhead as well. That's not great. P-Gens are heavily exposed. Nukes are heavily exposed. SMD is exposed. The everything is exposed over here for Team 2. Any progress on land, says Zio, and dead soon. Like a noob says nuke. I mean, they've known about the nuke for a while, so it's nice to have the little text ping thingy. But, yeah. If you've known about it for 20 minutes or whatever, then it's nice to have, but kind of pointless. Billy Nuke outbound for Babel. He's doing very well assisting this eastern side. Now with the death of Dambaresser and all 009. I'll probably just call him 009 at this point. I mean, he's dead, so I probably won't say his name much after this anyway. But anyway, not looking good. We do see it's kind of a mix of BRS and Furio over here. Probably should transfer everything over to BRS to make things a little bit easier. That's a lot of forces in that. Bombers are not making it easy for Team 1, though. invasions being stopped very quickly by those bombers. Ooh. There's Troll. Says, Johnny, don't know what he's talking about in reference. That's a lot of reclaim. 277,000 mass on the field. Over almost 800,000 mass reclaim. That is a metric ton of them. Another nuke outbound from Team 1. The artillery is down. The nukes are safe for now. But that is Team 2's only artillery piece, and those nukes are Team 2's only long-range anything besides, actually, the satellites. That's the only long-range thing they have. But they've been doing very well on land. The west is kind of slowed down, but the eastern side very much going in their direction. Billy Nuke is going to land, kills off more pigeons. Another nuke is outbound. This time it's from Team 2. The first one, no, second one that they launched. This one was the first. I don't know where that first one went. I do apologize. I didn't see. Maybe it got shot down. But in the east, the nuke lands on the land forces. Kaboom! But not really a whole lot was there. Free kill with Sat, says Navalwasser. Yeah, he's nowhere nearby, so that would be a free kill. Nuke is inbound from... Who is that? Is that not? Oh, no, that's Team 2's Nuke. Team 1's Mythologist going after with his Nuke. That's going to land very well. Chicken going to get some AoE damage from that Ion Storm. Very, very nice there. Buff Washers. Uh-huh. Sure. I mean, Team 2's doing very well with those things, so... Probably not going to happen anytime soon. Western side. Ooh. Ooh. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. The infinite money glitch. The bottomless pocketbook. The whatever the heck you want to call it with money. The T4... Is it actually resource generator? It is resource generator, yeah. Of the Paragon. Lovely piece of technology. Unfortunately, very volatile. So don't stand near that thing at all. And of course, wherever the Paragon is, the Salvation is closely behind it. We've already seen one. Did we see one yesterday? We almost, I think, saw one yesterday. Spoilers alert for yesterday's cast. I apologize. It is 45 minutes in the video, so it's not too far. I mean, it's pretty far in, but hey, you know, sometimes people don't watch every one of my videos, so I do apologize ahead of time. Anyway. Anyway. Just, I think being sick is kind of not helping the whole focus thing. Anyway, Billy Nuke lands on Babel. That's not fun. I don't think that was his own missile. It could have been. I don't think it was. Oh, yeah, Mythologist is in range, so definitely could be a thing. Oh, yeah, he was pretty much in range. And Team 1 definitely knows he's a Billy Nuke comm, so... Drop bombers deployed here by Team 1 to thin out the herd. They've done very well. Lots of dead stuff over here. But Team 1 still has to reclaim it, and that'll be a couple of minutes before they can use it. Team 2, of course, has lost their air grid. They still have the air advantage. Team 1 could try to beat them in that. Looks like they are trying to. Furio sitting at 145, and Team 2 Zio sitting at... Oh, wow. 100 bingo on fuel. So we're sitting at over 400 plus, which is indicated by the plus. Why would you say that? But what? Anyway, I don't know how to comment on that, and I won't anyway. In the north, Fat Boys keeping that force at bay. One from Mythologist, one from Balfron. Also really wants to protect that satellite that's already taken a hit. Monkey's almost done. There it is. It's done. There's the Paragon. Ooh, at this point, I don't know. Team 1's got to have a big play up their sleeve or a couple of their sleeves or something to really come back. They have one artillery piece starting on another. They have that nuke still. It's done 300,000 damage. Oh, sorry, damage. Mass killed. Jeez, that's a lot of them. Billy Nuke lands on some SACUs. Ooh, that's not great. But again, he has infinite eco, roughly infinite eco. Though a couple of SACUs die, it's not really the end of the world. Transport's dropping off some SACUs for reclaim purposes. Huge amount of mass going in Team 1's coffers. But look at this, 6,000 mass being Generated by Team 2, of course. We know where most of that is coming from. But still, that is a hefty amount of mass to produce per second. Jardy Jr., I knew giving you Aeon NG would make Paragon. I mean, when life gives you lemons, make a Paragon, I guess. So that's the lesson there, everybody. And at this point, the game has kind of died down considerably. Are the bombers dead? Well, that's a lot. There's one there, and there's one there. He's not building anytime soon. Those bombers, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt he'd be building a third one. Napple talking about give Fat Boy. Nuke is outbound. It's going after a hefty amount of engineers. Oh, that's got to hurt. They were just trying to feed their families, but unfortunately, that is not enough of an excuse to be, or not to be, what, left alone, I guess? Mass for YOLO, says BRS. YOLO could do it. Team 2, of course, does have the infinite eco to support SMDs, but it could be enough. If they had a couple more, it would definitely not be enough. Just one YOLO. But again, 49 minutes. If it hasn't started now, I don't think it's going to start. There's another Nuke. Boom. A decent amount of those loading around. There. Okay, no, the YOLO has been started. Never mind. So, okay. Well, there is that. Salvation is online for Team 2's Spiky Noob. He's getting some shields to defend it. He's going to build another one here shortly. Okay, please tell me you're doing the one thing you're supposed to do with a Paragon, and is build another one. We're not going to build it up there. We're going to build it. Can you build it here? Hey, there it is. Love to see it. And the benefit of building one and then finishing another one is you can always just donate that other one to somebody else. I think there's definitely a video I made where it's like, you get a Paragon, you get a Paragon, everybody gets a Paragon. That match was interesting, to say the least. It was fun to watch, but it was definitely one. You could tell it was one-sided at some point. Salvation landing on the emissary, and yeah, not great for that help. Looks like the artillery piece was completed very recently here for Furio. That YOLO is probably going to be Team 1's only hope at this point. Then there's this. I have no idea what that. I mean, he's maybe talking about the Maver, but there's no Maver on the map, so I have no idea what he's talking about. YOLO is in the yellow. I don't know if it'll be enough, though. I mean, there's SMDs being built immediately. Look at this. Look at the spam SMDs. Great counter by Spiky Noob. I don't know if he knows that they're there. Does he know that they're there? He has no idea, so he's just building it just in case, just to defend, because why not? Lovely play there. Is he? No, he's good on power. It looks like it was weird for a second. Shield in. It's going off and on and on and off and on and off. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. It's like, okay, we just pass the money around, and eventually it'll be enough. Moving the glance here against Babel. Just trying to eat away at something for Team 2. I mean, Team 1 is staring down the barrel of a very, very, very gilded out gun. Very flashy looking. Though, in gold and whatnot. Oh, look, there's another Paragon. Is he building? No, you're not building. You are building two of them at the same time. Well, I mean, if you. Why not, I guess? I mean, at this rate, he might have one Paragon for everyone at this point. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Just don't think, like I said, Team 1 has a nuke. I don't know if it'll do much, which I know it won't do much unless it goes after units, because good luck going after that thing. SMD, 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 SMD. SMD, yeah, that's not going to happen. There is a little bit of missing shields there. Oh, my voice cracked there for a second. GG says BRS. Yeah, I just don't think there's enough. There are some. Oh, I thought those were T. Bombers go in. Bomb does drop, killing off one of the artillery pieces. GC having my Spiky. My bad Spiky wasn't thinking. Oh, GC's inbound. There's what? 7 of them. And there goes the nuke. And Team 1 recalls. That's it. GG's in chat. And that's it. Spiky says lame. But again, at some point, you know, maybe. Oh, look. Oh, don't tell me the. Oh, I thought the YOLO got built. Oh, I was going to be like, oh, don't leave with the YOLO. But the problem is, like I said, even if the YOLO came online, I mean, we have Again, so many SMDs here already loading. We have another Paragon almost done. This Paragon is all... Oh, come on. 42 hit points remaining. Unfortunate. But the YOLO, I mean, if we went after anything else on Team 2 side of the map, it would have been worth it. But the Paragon specifically, it wasn't going to be enough. It needed maybe 2 or 3 of them maybe to crack the SMD coverage. But that's sometimes how the game goes. MVP for me, I mean, the guy built a Paragon. Granted, that wasn't the only thing that really won the game. His push in the West with double base did very, very well with setting him up quite nicely. I mean, he was the target of multiple nukes, and he came back, did very well still. He still had his massive army pushing in back and forth and whatnot. Zio, very good job with the bombers. Artillery piece was a nice touch. Getting the nukes was nice to see. It looks like those nukes also got killed off at some point. But I do think it goes to Spiky Noob just because, I mean, taking out almost the entire western side, or at least claiming a huge portion of it, plus the Paragon, plus the nukes could have gone after other people, but they didn't. So I think that kind of helped solidify the eastern side a little bit as well. There could have been a massive focus to target maybe Tabernacle. They did go after Babel at one point, but weaken the eastern side, essentially crush it, what they did to the north, what Team 2 did, and kind of have this clockwise kind of trading going on. But again, when it's that early with the nuke, you got to target somebody, and you might as well go after the guy who has double base. So there is that. Let me know down in the comments what you felt about the game overall. Again, MVP choice for me is Spiky Noob. Let me know who you would choose. Thank you so much for putting up with me with my nonsense with the nose and the voice and the whatnot. So really do appreciate it. Hopefully I'm better tomorrow. Probably not. So there's that. But again, thank you so much for watching to the very, very end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.